So I've been playing FIFA 22 predominantly on my PS5 next gen, which means I'm getting the best experience you can with FIFA. But today we're going to be hopping on my PS4 and we're going to test out the PS4 version of FIFA 22. Is it good? Is it bad? Is it like eFootball's version on the PS4? Probably not. But we're going to see what it's like and if the gameplay is better or worse than Hypermotion on PS5. I'm going to test everything today. Now, if you do enjoy the video, please leave a like for me. It always helps. And make sure you subscribe for more FIFA 22 videos. Pretty much the same splash screens. Obviously, when you're playing on an old gen hard drive, it's a bit slower compared to the SSDs on the PS5 and stuff. So, yeah, you got a lot more waiting times and loading times on the old version. And, of course, we open up with some sort of demo match. I think on the next-gen version, you get the whole welcome to FIFA introduction with Beckham, Henry, all that kind of stuff. You might even get a demo match after that, I believe. But yeah, you don't really get that. And at least we've got jackets on this version. They do walk out with jackets, but no child mascots, which could be another exclusive next-gen feature. Yeah, there's a little bit of a difference. And on the ball, feels a little bit different as well. But obviously, not that much of a difference. Hypermotion does make things a bit smoother. It adds more animations and stuff. But it's not too much of a difference. Like, FIFA fundamentals are still the same between both platforms. And we're just going to exit this because I want to go into the menus and stuff. And we'll come back to gameplay after. So here is your standard edition menu, very similar to the next gen one. The difference is you don't get the animated players running in and out. You just get like a still image of a player in real life. But fundamentally, it's the same thing. You're not missing much here. It could be a bit more laggier on this console, maybe because of the hard drive. Feels a bit more choppy, a bit more laggier. So maybe people won't enjoy that. But fundamentally, it does work the same way. You've got Career Mode Pro Clubs. If you want to go into Quick Play, you have to open that up. And you got your practice arena. You don't get the welcome to FIFA thing. It's just a bit more choppy, a bit more laggier. But of course, we're playing on a PS4, so you got to sort of expect those things. So we're going to start a new career mode on this standard edition, and I do believe all the game modes are the same across both next gen and old gen. So player career mode will be updated. Manager career mode will be the same. You can create your club. You can do authentic club. You can notice the menus are a bit more laggier. So yeah, you can do all the things you can do on a PS5. Look at that, authentic club or create your club. So at least you've got that. I think some people were worried that you would be lacking some game mode features, but you don't have to worry. Now, because I spend most of my time with Man United on my PS5, I think to test out the gameplay, we need to use Man United players so I can give you some proper feedback. So you've got the same settings here between both consoles, so you don't have to worry about that. You get the same opening cutscene, which is nice. But yeah, like I said, career mode should be the same across both platforms, so you shouldn't have to worry about that. There will be some little differences between cutscenes and stuff, but it's just little things at the end of the day, not going to affect much of your experience. So we're going to be playing at the London Stadium, West Ham versus Man United, and let's see what the old gen gameplay is like. Haven't really played much of the old gen FIFA 22, but I guess it's going to be similar to FIFA 21. I think there's a few different things like goalkeeper rewrites this year and stuff, so we'll see how good they are. I know the keepers can be a bit overpowered on the next gen. They do save a lot of things. And I think they're going to get nerfed a bit on the next update that's coming out. As you can see, they're already pulling off some mad saves. But anyway, when we load up the London Stadium, there is no bubbles. In the next-gen version, you actually get pre-game bubbles. And I can already notice that there is a graphical difference between the PS4 and PS5. Obviously, the textures on PS5 are rendered better. You can play in 4K as well. I'm not playing on a PS4 Pro, so we're not getting any of those kinds of details here. Just a standard PS4. Now, there's a few things on next-gen FIFA that you get as well. Let me just check some things for you right now. So in FIFA 22 next-gen, we've got proper hair strands, but in FIFA 21, you've got that sort of fake hair. It moves, but it's not as nice as the next-gen version where each individual strand does move in different ways. This is more like, it's not, I can't call it fake, but it's not as good, It's like old technology. Now, there's also ball deformation on next-gen where the ball sort of shrinks before it gets hit or as it gets hit. In FIFA Standard Edition or the PS4 version, the boot sort of goes through the ball instead. So you'll notice that you don't really get that feature on old gen. It doesn't make a difference, but because the feature doesn't do much. First time in a long time playing FIFA with this controller, and yeah, you don't really get the haptic feedback like you do on a PS5. The adaptive triggers obviously do not work on a PS4 controller as well, so you do miss that sort of vibration and stuff. And the graphics for me, obviously the next gen looks much better. The crowd looks better on next gen, the lighting, the grass color and all that. So yeah, of course it's going to look better. And you can play on 4K on next gen. Not sure what the Series S looks like because I don't have the console, but at the moment it's got poor optimization and stuff. So keep that in mind. I think a lot of people have been complaining. But in terms of the gameplay, we don't get hypermotion here. but it still feels very, I don't want to say similar, because probably it isn't, but it feels pretty much the same sort of FIFA experience. You can pass it around, players run, it's the same sort of controls. Obviously the animations are old school, sort of, I guess, old gen, but doesn't really make much difference here. Let's take a shot with Ronaldo. Good save again by the keepers. And if you compare this to eFootball on the PS4, obviously eFootball looks horrendous compared to this. The players on eFootball were all pixelated and stuff. At least this one is not pixelated. Even the crowd, the ad boards was all pixelated on eFootball. And that's not even graphically intensive, compared to this. That eFootball needs to at least look something like this on PS4. Can't look any worse than this, Here's Bruno Fernandes. We've got Sancho at the back post. There we go. Good save. Man, these keepers are so OP. They save everything. It's not even legendary or ultimate. Keepers are just saving everything, man. Here's Rashford. They don't like finesse shots though, so let's try that. Okay, still save that one. You want to test our net physics? Not possible because the keepers save everything. Anyway, let's see what we can do here. Nice 1-2, Ronaldo. Low driven, good goal. There we go. Yeah, the net physics are not bad, but they're not like next gen. They do the job though for old gen. So let's see what we can do here. Cavani is going to receive it. Looking for options. 1-2s are very effective here. We've got Ronaldo in the middle. Going to chip it over. There we go, another goal. And do we get a C celebration? Here we go. C! There we go. See, when I compare this gameplay to eFootball, even on PS4, eFootball is not really responsive. Not very nice to play, look at as well. But FIFA 22 on PS4, still responsive. You press the pass button, they pass it straight away. They're not taking unnecessary touches. It's very fluid compared to eFootball. And that's what I like about FIFA games. You pass the ball, they're going to pass it straight away. There's no dilly-dallying, taking unnecessary touches. That's what you want when you play football. So we've reached the first half, and it just reminds me of playing like on a PS4, It's not bad, but obviously you're not getting any next-gen features. Fernandes whips it in. We've got Sancho. Luke Shaw trying to get there. Fred. Let's see if the long shots work here. Nice shot. Keeper with another save. Can't tell you how many times I've lost games in career mode. 1-0, 2-0, 3-0 because the keeper has saved everything for them. Like there's some goalkeepers, like Pope from Burnley, that literally save everything. And it's only on world class as well. Like on legendary, they're unstoppable as well. And it feels like my keeper can't make the same saves as their keeper. So I guess the new patch will be updating the keepers a little bit. But right now, I like tougher keepers, but not too tough where they save everything. They become like Spider-Man or something. You need a bit of a balance, especially when your keeper can't do the same saves, That's what irritates me, when you concede easy goals, but their guys are saving everything. Fred's got it, looking for Rashford. It's going to get there now. We've got Cavani there. Lays it off to Sancho. We've got Rashford through the middle now. Obviously, pace always helps in this game. Take it around the keeper. Rashford. Oh, nice block. I've read somewhere online that people reckon that this version of the game plays better than the next-gen version of the game online, at least. So, you might want to play this if you're playing online. Apparently, it's better. I don't know. Hypermotion doesn't work online for some people. So, Ronaldo plays it through. Ooh. I noticed that it's a little bit slower here with this kind of gameplay. It's not as not arcadey, I guess, but it's not as quick as the Hypermotion one, which is pretty chaotic at times, where everything feels like super speed. I guess that's what Hypermotion means, but yeah, I do notice that the pace is a little bit slower than the PS5 version. So they play it through. Could be a goal here for West Ham. Good save by Dave. Let's see what West Ham can do. Oh, Luke Shaw can't cut it out. It's got to be a goal. Nah, hits it over the bar. But yeah, you compare this to eFootball on the PS4, two different things. Like eFootball was choppy, cutscenes were choppy, graphics was terrible. Felt like I was playing a PS3 football game. This one is not as bad, and I think eFootball needs to at least compete at this level, It can't even compete at this level. So there's a lot of work for Konami to do. The fans look alright in FIFA, obviously on the standard edition, they're not as good as the next gen. But like I said in my FIFA 22 review, if you can get the next gen version, that's going to be the best experience. You're going to get all the bells and whistles. The standard edition is not bad, you get the same game modes and stuff, but obviously you're not getting the full experience. So for me, yeah, I can play the standard edition. It's not bad, there's nothing really wrong with it to be honest, but I'm still going to go back to next gen because it's got all the better stuff and it's the best experience if you want to play FIFA games at the moment. Now, is this better than eFootball 22 on the PS4? Definitely. If you're going to play eFootball, you might as well play this. It does look better, it does play better as well. Alright, so like I said, next gen FIFA does have all the bells and whistles that you don't get on standard edition, but some might even say that you could put the next gen features, or most of them, on the old gen game as well. EA decides not to because they need something to sell you when you upgrade. But these are some of the features you get on next gen and you can't get on the standard. Obviously game cam, you can't get that camera angle on your PS4. You've got child mascots that walk out with you. Anfield tunnel, when the players about to play at Anfield, you'll see the tunnel cutscene. Ball deformation, the ball like deforms as you hit it. Pre-match cutscenes in certain areas, like players walking into the ground and stuff. Off-ball humanization, as the gameplay moves, you'll notice players like touching their nose, pointing at different players and stuff like that. There's big goal moments when you score a winner in the last minute, people go crazy. There's hair strands, as you can see, you know, Cavani's hair and stuff, it moves better on next gen. Coach celebrations with Klopp and Guardiola, they have those post-match celebrations. You probably could throw that into old gen FIFA as well. There's also the Welcome to FIFA introduction with Beckham, Henry, Mbappe, all that kind of stuff. You've got the West Ham bubbles as well. You've got muscle flex, where you'll notice player legs, you know, the muscles on their legs tense up and stuff as they move. And then, of course, you've got the hypermotion technology, which is exclusive to next-gen gameplay. Oh yeah, almost forgot, you also get updated or brand new net physics in FIFA 22 next-gen as well. Other than that, you know, there's not that much of a difference between PS4 and PS5 versions of FIFA, besides those features that I just spoke about. So if you did enjoy the video, please leave a like for me, and make sure you subscribe as well for more. And if you need something else to watch, hit the thing in the middle, it'll take you straight to another video. I'll see you next time.